Good morning. It is day 20 of NaNoWriMo. We have 10 days left. My week 3 vlog is uploading. Welcome to my week 4 vlog of NaNoWriMo. I'm starting the week on what's my traditional trajectory. I have to get up, take a shower, go to work, and then after work I'll be heading to the Starbucks near my work to meet with my writing group for our third write-in together. I will be working on my final Gabe chapter, inching ever closer to the most dramatic confrontation of the story, which happens within that chapter. So let's hope I can do it justice. It is day 21 of NaNoWriMo. I've returned home from work. Yesterday I went to my weekly write-in with my usual writing group. There weren't as many of us there. People have started to prepare for the holidays, as it were. But we had a good time. I mean, I know it didn't show up on my footage because I'm a little shy and awkward about asking people, like, do you want to be on camera or whatever. I guess that doesn't make me the greatest vlogger. But that being said, my vlog seems to have picked up some enthusiastic followers. I checked my mail when I got home last night and I found this lovely card from my aunts, and they wrote in it how much they were enjoying watching my weekly vlogs, and they even sent me a gift certificate to Starbucks. So that's particularly funny when I'm returning from a Starbucks write-in, and luckily I'll have another one next week. I suppose I should spring and buy for my writing group. Maybe then I'll get to see all of them. So thank you so much. So yeah, it was an interesting write-in. One of the members was talking about how she's writing a rom-com and needs to find an antagonist and some sort of conflict, and meanwhile I'm like, I'm about to write a physical assault scene. I'm not sure if I admitted to that out loud. I'm almost afraid of spoilers because, you know, they've been reading my novella for the last half year. But I did start writing it, although, I don't know, I'm still very painstaking about it. I had some notes from past drafts that I did, mostly to say I don't want to do it quite like that. I don't want it to suck the way it sucked like that. I don't know. I want to make it subtle yet painful. And I also, because I'm me and I love my literary fiction angst fest, don't just want it to be about my POV character getting the crap beaten out of him. I also want him to think about his life in the process. So I'll be continuing along with that scene, and I have this virtual write-in with the word nerds to help me out with that.
Dark Deluxe will ask, how do you write an unlikable, morally corrupt character well?
Megan?
I do not know to what you are referring.
To like all of your characters.
Yes, that if you don't know our channel, that is like every character I write. But I think the big thing is giving them moments of weaknesses. Assuming this is a character who you want people to like in some way. If it's a villain, you can just go for the gold, play on everyone's fears. Think about what you would hate the most and make the morally corrupt character do that. But if it is someone who you want characters to root for a little bit or be sympathetic to, like a love-to-hate kind of character, giving them moments here and there where you see a little bit of humanity, or you see the amount of stress that they're under because of being morally corrupt.
Good morning. It is day 22 of NaNoWriMo. And last night I did finish my final Gabe chapter. Kind of worried that it went too fast, but I think it's just the way that that went. I'm just gonna go with it and move on here. There's some loud construction going on outside my building, so I don't know if I can avoid all of it because, as usual, I have to get up, get moving, get showered, get to work, and I should do it a bit quicker today than usual because I'm diverging from my usual path today. Once I get home, I will be immediately heading off to Baltimore to my parents' house for US Thanksgiving. So we'll see how this goes. It is day 23 of NaNoWriMo. It is Thanksgiving in the United States, so happy Thanksgiving to everyone who's celebrating. I am in what remains of my childhood room in Baltimore County. I'm gonna go downstairs. I have this annual tradition where I watch and record the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. I don't know, it's just become something soothing to me. And perhaps someday I'll actually do something with the lists that I make, like, you know, something quantitative and scientific perhaps. And then after that, things are going to get crazy here. We have a lot of guests coming and a lot of stuff happening, of course, but hopefully I'll be able to sneak away sometimes in the day maybe and write little increments. I purposely left some of my easier NaNoWriMo type writing for the holiday. Stuff that I could hopefully do in quicker spurts, you know, given the parameters of the holiday. It is day 24 of NaNoWriMo, and none of you can say differently on that point. That being said, it's been a crazy holiday. It was a lot of fun on Thanksgiving. We had a lot of people here, got to catch up with folks, and it was very nice. But in the past, on Black Friday, people would go out in the day to shop, but thanks to the internet and all of that, most of my family was here for the vast majority of the day, and it was nice again to spend more time with them without all of the hassle of the meal, but it wasn't that great for writing. I was really kind of missing my fantasy of an afternoon where I'd be home alone writing, which didn't happen. But that being said, I guess I anticipated this possibility because I wrote a whole lot in the morning, so that's good. But I figured for vlogging purposes, I'd try to write a little bit more now. We'll call it late on the 24th. And as is my bi-weekly custom, I am looking at a NaNoWriMo virtual write-in. This one is by the interns, so hopefully I can stay awake and motivated in post-Thanksgiving malaise and get some words in.
Yes, before we do this, I would say my personal advice regarding conflict would be, just try and reflect on what makes you conflict with another person or a thing. Think about interpersonal conflict of your characters. Think of it as a real world thing. Think about how conflicts that you face arise
in your
daily life, even if they're really small things. If you're conflicting with your toaster because it's just not working, which is what happened this morning, it took my bread. It made it too toasted, which I didn't like. I was really upset about it. That was my conflict for the morning. Thinking about real life conflicts, thinking about your own experiences, and trying to inject those into the story, I think can be a really good way of building up and developing kind of natural, realistic conflicts.
Good morning. It is day 25 of NaNoWriMo. I'll admit to it this time. So today I am heading home to Silver Spring, getting back into real life here, kinda. Usually I go on this day, on Saturday, to Barnes & Noble, or I have been this month, but I've missed that time frame, and I posted on the forums to the municipal liaisons that I wouldn't be able to make it, which I don't actually think will be a big problem since no one's actually come to my write-ins there. I'm doing really well on my word count. I'm ahead at the moment, but something else I have to consider with my little rebellious project is I have a bunch of other things in the works which would be nice to get through in November, even if it puts me above the 50K. I mean, there's no rule that it only has to be 50K, and it would be nice to push myself to get these things off my to-do list. So I think I'll just hang around home when I get there and probably listen to virtual write-ins and see what I can do. It is day 26 of NaNoWriMo. I'm back at home, I'm back in my usual routine, except that nothing really feels usual now that we have less than a week left of NaNoWriMo, and we're basically just sprinting toward the finish line. I'm actually foregoing my usual Sunday plans. I decided not to go to Panera for a write-in where probably no one would show up, and I thought I'd go somewhere new, a new coffee shop, one that I really like and don't go to very often, Caribou Coffee. And I have to start my final Anna chapter. I guess it's a little less dramatic than my other POV chapters because this is only her second chapter anyway, but she has some things she needs to address after the big climactic scene of the last chapter, so, you know. And then I only have one more chapter left of this draft of my novella. Hello, hello. Well, it's much later, and I've finished my Anna chapter, which I'm kind of thrilled about, and I guess a little bit anxious, because it's shorter than usual, and maybe a little redundant, and I'll figure that out later, like next week when Nano is over, and then I can start editing, if I so choose. Anyway, this afternoon I thought I was going to Caribou Coffee, but it turns out I hadn't been there in a while, and sometime during my absence, Caribou had shut down and a Pete's Coffee had taken its place. So I guess I was fortunate because at least it was another coffee place and I didn't have to go searching around for another one. And that about wraps up week 4. You know, it's a crazy week for most of us Americans, having to juggle the holiday and juggle writing. I'm thrilled that I got in so many words, but it does all feel kind of exhausting. And I still have a few more days left. I will definitely be back to vlog the rest of the month. At least the editing will be easier. Meanwhile, congratulations to every Rimo who has won the 50K and above, and congratulations to everyone who, no matter where you are in your word count, is still writing. I mean, that's great. 4 weeks of writing, more of a project than you had before. I mean, it's just all good. It's all great. I mean, I know that despite any, angst about this particular chapter, I feel so great to have a stronger draft of my novella and some other projects under my belt. So, yeah, the moral of the story is keep writing, everyone, and thanks so much for watching.